Okay, so today we'll learn stomach anatomy, which is really important question. So before learning any abdominal organ, the basics that you must know is that there are four quadrants of abdomen, which are right upper quadrant, left upper quadrant, right lower quadrant, and left lower quadrant. And also there are 9 regions of abdomen, which is really important for your viva and examination also. So you have to remember all the 9 regions, their names, and which organs do they have. Okay, so let's see which are that 9 regions. It is right hypochondriac, epigastric region, which is above the gaster, which means stomach, left hypochondriac, right lumbar, left lumbar. So this name lumbar is given because of lumbar vertebra is there in that part of spinal cord. Umbilical region, which has umbilicus, right iliac, left iliac. This name is given because of iliac fossa. And hypogastric region, okay, which is below the gaster, which means stomach. So stomach is also called as gaster. It is a muscular bag forming the most widest and distensible part of the digestive tube. So this is the digestive tube, esophagus. Okay, so then it forms a wide and muscular bag, which is called stomach. Okay, it is connected to the esophagus above and below to the duodenum. It acts as a reservoir of food and digestion of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Location: it is located at mainly at epigastric region. Some part is there in left hypochondriac region, as you can see here, and very little part is there in umbilical region. Length is 25 cm. Capacity of the stomach varies with the age. In newborn it is about 30 ml. In puberty it is 1 liter. In adults it is 2 liter, and in old age capacity decreases. External features: it has two orifices, cardiac orifice and pyloric orifice, two curvatures, greater curvature and lesser curvature, two surfaces, anterior surface and posterior surface, two parts, cardiac and pyloric. So we'll learn all these one by one. Orifices. First is cardiac orifice. It is a point where esophagus terminates stomach. Okay, so this is cardiac orifice and this is esophagus. As we learned, it forms a wide bag-like structure, so it terminates into the stomach at this point, which is called cardiac orifice. Same, there is a part, pyloric orifice, which terminates stomach into the duodenum. Now, the cardiac orifice, it lies at the level of 7th costal cartilage and vertebra T11. There is physiological evidence of sphincter at that site but cannot be demonstrated anatomically. So what does this sentence mean? What is physiology? It is function of any organ, and anatomy, it is structure of any organ. So there is physiological evidence, which means we know there is some function of this sphincter at that site, but when we see structure wise we cannot demonstrate it anatomically. Pyloric orifice, it opens into the duodenum. It is thick and nodular. It is present physiologically and felt anatomically both. It lies at the level of 9th costal cartilage and lower border of L1. Then there are two curvatures. Lesser curvature, which is concave and forms right border of the stomach. Okay, so now we will see curvatures. Lesser curvature, as you can see, it is concave and forms right border of the stomach, and opposite to that, greater curvature is convex and it forms left border of the stomach. Now, lesser curvature has a notch at its end, which is called angular notch. Same way, greater curvature also has a notch, which is called cardiac notch, which is at the point of cardiac orifice. Okay. It is concave and forms right border of the stomach. It provides attachment to greater omentum. There is a small notch near its end called angular notch, and in greater curvature it is concave. Concave forms left border of the stomach, provides attachment to greater omentum, gastrosplenic and gastrophrenic ligament, and at its upper end it also has a notch which is called cardiac notch, which separates it from the esophagus. There are two surfaces. First is anterior surface, which is also called anterior superior surface because it faces upwards and forwards both. Posterior surface, it faces downwards and backwards. Parts of the stomach, it has two parts, cardiac and pyloric. Cardiac, which is divided into fundus and body, and pyloric, which is divided into pyloric antrum and pyloric canal. So we'll make division, and this is the cardiac part and this is the pyloric part. Cardiac part, there is fundus and body, pylorus and antrum. So fundus, it is as you can see, it is convex and it is dome shape which is filled with gas. Okay. Body, it lies between fundus and pyloric antrum, and there are secretory glands here in the body. That glands are mucus or foveolar cells which secretes the mucus, chief cells which secretes pepsin, and parietal cells secretes HCl. So HCl destroys the bacteria. Mucus is for the protection of stomach wall from the secreted HCl, and there are called G four type of cells, which is called G cells, which secretes gastrin, which helps mucus or foveolar cells to secrete mucus. Pyloric antrum, it is a smaller part present below the body of stomach. The pyloric glands are richest in mucus cells. Okay, so this is pyloric antrum. It is rich area for mucus cells, and the last part is pyloric canal, which dominates stomach into duodenum through pyloric orifice. Okay, so now in next lecture we'll learn relations, blood supply, nerve supply, lymphatic drainage, venous drainage, functions, and applied anatomy of the stomach. Thank you.